Shut up and sit down.
Greetings, fellow travelers. Oblix here, and today I want to take just a second to look at the Founders Edition by Tsao Baltimore. How y'all doing today? So guys, I've actually tried to do this review 3 or 4 different times over several months period, and just haven't been able to get one that I'm happy with. I come across way too gushy, so I'm gonna put my bias straight out on the table. I'm committed to getting this one done today because I've put it off for way too long. So here's my bias straight out on the table, guys. I love this piece. So if I come across too gushy, there you go. There's the fit of it. I love this piece. So let's take a look, shall we? So first off, here's the box. What an awesome box. Name me an automatic watch manufacturer that sends their watch in a leather wrapped, I'm sure it's faux leather, but that's okay, leather wrapped power, AC wall power, or battery operated watch winder. Virtually none. How awesome is that? Even if you don't like watch winders, even if you don't use watch winders, that's a cool box. That is a cool box right there. So let's pop the lid and take a look at what's inside. And there you go, guys. The Tsao Baltimore Founders Edition. Cream, of course. You guys know I got a soft spot for cream dials. So let's go ahead and get this guy off. The little holder here. Again, love that it comes with a watch winder. Really makes a lot of difference. So there it is, guys, the Tsao Baltimore Founders Edition with cream dial in silver. So you can get the case in silver or gold, and you can get the dial in a myriad of different colors like blue and green and black, cream obviously. And you can get several different strap colors. All are these Clockwork Synergy straps made by a company named Clockwork Synergy, obviously. And you can get, the saddle brown aged, which is what I got. You can get a black aged, a brown aged, and you can get them in large variants. And I will tell you guys, these straps are top notch. These things are awesome. The leather on this stuff, oh man, that is just buttery. Absolutely buttery. Loving it. Now, I've seen in various forums and places, got you zoomed in here, you can get a better look, but I've seen some confusion around the name of this piece, or the company. A lot of people think it's called Tsao, and the piece is called Baltimore. Well, that's not the case. The company is Tsao Baltimore. It's owned by a guy named Alan Tsao. Let's actually move the hands out of the way so you can see the logo there. So Tsao is T-S-A-O. So it's owned by a guy named Alan Tsao. Super nice guy, by the way. I've chatted with him a few times on emails. Very helpful. And, he lives in Baltimore, Maryland. So he's very proud of where he lives, so he named his company Tsao Baltimore. This particular piece is the Founders Edition, so it's the very first watch by the company Tsao Baltimore. So hopefully that helps clear that up a little bit. And what an outstanding job he did on his first piece here, guys. Look at the case on this thing. Is that not gorgeous? I mean, that for me was the seller right there. You can see these little cutouts here, these 2 cutouts on each side. They're mirrored on this side as well, go all the way around, even behind the strap. Really just looks gorgeous. You turn it over, look at the good work he did on the inside here. Screw down case back. It is running a Miyota 9015, so nice citizen movement inside there. And again, Clockwork Synergy straps. There we go, get my camera to finally focus. We've got that branded crown. Boy, that thing is really nice looking, isn't it? And look at the case on this thing. If I put my finger behind here, you see these. You can see these little lines. They're cut all the way around the sides. 2 little lines, and they go all the way around. They're just absolutely gorgeous. Almost like Art Deco inspired, I would call it. I don't know if it really is, but I think it really is. I like the undercuts on these lugs right here. You can see how that's high polished and undercut, and the whole piece is high polished, and it's excellent quality polish. Nothing cheap about this thing, guys. Nothing cheap about this thing at all. Even the millwork inside of here is excellent. You know, inside the lugs, where a lot of companies kind of figure, oh, you're not going to be looking in there too much, and they just don't do a great job. And because these wonderful Clockwork Synergy straps have quick releases, I can just pop that off and you can take a look there. Now obviously it's going to be a little scratched up right there on the inside of the lugs, but look at the polished detail inside of here. I mean, just fantastic. A really great job, Alan. And because these are quick release, hallelujah, we can just pop this back on. Assuming I can line up the hole there. There we go. Now we've got these applied Arabics all the way around, with bigger ones at the 3, 9, and 12, and a bar at the 6. Great, because you guys know I don't like when Arabics get cut off. So instead he gave us a nice bar at the 6, with a date window at the 6 o'clock as well. Now it is not outlined or any such thing, but it does look nice down there. It's kind of subdued and kind of disappears on there when you're not looking for it. We've got a painted logo up here at the top with Tsao Baltimore. We've got automatic in red to match our little red tip on our second hand. We've got these beautiful hands which stretch almost all the way out to the end, as well as the second hand, just absolutely gorgeous. We've got this nice chapter ring up here at the top, you know, around the edge, that is highly angled out toward the glass, and I really like the way that looks. We've got heaps and heaps of anti-reflectivity on there. Look at that coating on there, excellent for this domed piece of sapphire crystal. And it is real sapphire. We will test it here shortly just to verify, but I have no doubt it is. Alright, let's get some measurements on this guy. Now, my digital calipers are failing, so do not read the numbers in here because they are going to be wrong. So we're actually going to have to do it old school and read the measurement right here. So again, ignore these numbers. So, I've got another one on order. Hopefully it'll get here in the next day or two. But, so going across, we're looking at a 42. Remember, we're not looking at the digital, we're looking up here at the scale. And let's do the thickness. We're looking at about a 14. Lug to lug, 50. And a lug width of 20. So, now let's get a weight on this guy. Hopefully my scale's being happy. Come on, wake up. Looking at 103 grams or 3.6 ounces. So it is pretty lightweight, or a reasonable weight for a dress piece. And that is the purpose in life for this piece. It is a dress piece, and let me tell you guys, it looks gorgeous on a suit, button-up shirt, polo. Wear it to the office, wear it out on a night with mama, heading out to wherever. You know, take your wife, take your girlfriend, go someplace nice, and it looks absolutely stunning. Alright, let's get out the old Diamond Selector 2, and it's going to tell us how hard this glass is. So if it's mineral glass or Hardlex or K1 or any of that stuff, the lights are going to stay down here. But if this sucker fills up like a Christmas tree and gets to beeping on us, it is sapphire, because sapphire is about as hard as a diamond. And we can see it is most definitely Sapphire. Now let's check the back. Don't expect this to be Sapphire. Haven't found one yet that is, but let's check it nonetheless. Always like to try. Look at that. It is in fact Sapphire on the back glass as well. Double check. Look at that, guys. So Sapphire all the way around on the Tsao Baltimore Founders Edition. No cheap outs anywhere on this piece. Now it is 10 ATM water resistant, or 100 meters. But obviously with this leather I wouldn't be wearing it out in the rain. You can actually see where I did. I was having to run out to my car and in the rain, and you can see I got a little splotch on there, and that actually might not have been rainwater. That might have been something else. I don't know, but I don't remember exactly when it happened. It could have been Lord knows what. But yeah, you will mar up your leather if you go swimming or anything with this. I would replace this strap with rubber or a silicone, Perlon, something like that if I'm going to take it in the water. But it is water resistant. But it's not a dive watch by any means. It's definitely a dress watch. Now let's talk lume. So we obviously have lume on the hour hand, the minute hand, and the second hand. We also have lume all the way around the dial on the Arabics, as well as the bar down here at the 6 o'clock. Now the hour, minute, and second hands is not bad, but I will say the lume on the Arabics is not stellar. It fades very, very quickly and doesn't hold much of a charge at all. But the hour, minute, and second hands are pretty good. Now, that's partly due to the way it's designed. If you look at these, look up here at the 12, you can see that it's got that nice, and sorry, I got to put the light reflection on there so you can really see the shine of the polished silver around that Arabic. And then you have this very dark color on the inside that is the lume, but it's also trying to highlight the color of the Arabics themselves. So yeah, it's obviously not going to be stellar, but it doesn't need to be for what this piece is, to be fair. Now, like I said, it is running the Citizen Miyota 9015 inside, and it is highly decorated and looks gorgeous inside that chamber behind that glass. Now the 9015 is kind of becoming a replacement for the ETA that's you really can't get out in the wild anymore because it's moving to a Swiss-only, Swiss-made movement. So a lot of folks are switching over to the Miyota 9015 in its place. And it's a stellar movement. It's one of my favorites. 28,800 beats. So you get a nice smooth sweep and about a 42-hour power reserve. So guys, we've got a new piece of kit on the channel. I've got now a time grapher so we can easily tell how on or off our movements are. So we can see this Miyota's beating away inside the sky at 28,800 beats per second, and we are running at about right now about 8 seconds per day as I'm sitting here talking. It's about 7 when I'm not. This does run off of a microphone, so it is picking me up talking. But that is pretty stellar for a Miyota 2090 or 9015. It is very excellent performance out of a relatively inexpensive movement. So this particular piece is going to gain about 7 seconds a day currently. You'll see it fluctuate a little bit. Now this time grapher is going to save me a ton of time checking these pieces for their accuracy versus putting them in a watch winder and just hand checking them over the course of multiple days. So really glad to have this in the arsenal. So what would I change about this piece? Well, there's 2 major things I would change. One, obviously, we've already talked about the lume on the Arabics. If we could beef that up a little bit without changing the style, which I don't know that you can, that would be an improvement, I would see. Now, the other thing is not so much for Alan over at Tsao Baltimore, but it's more for Clockwork Synergy. The pushers on this strap. And you guys know I love this strap. The leather is amazing. But these pushers are very sharp. And we've talked about this with other brands and other straps as well. They tend to come off very, very sharp. Just a little bit of file work on this to smooth these out so they don't poke into your wrist over the course of the day. And they absolutely do. Would make a lot of difference on these guys. And I probably will do that. Just a nail file or a small metal file. Really light grain sandpaper, and just run over that and smooth it out, and it's going to get really, really nice and not be an issue anymore. Alright guys, so as promised, here are some photos of Alan Tsao building my watch, the one you've been seeing in this video. How many times have you ever seen your watch being built? I ask you the question, how many times? I have never seen one of my watches being built. I imagine most of you haven't seen one of yours being built either, but Alan was gracious enough. I asked him an email, hey, would you send me some pictures of you actually building the watch? And he said, man, that's a great idea. Here you go. Boom. So here are the pictures, and I love it, guys. I really love it. For me, this is going to be an heirloom piece. It's going to be a piece that I keep forever and pass down to my kids, and they're going to be able to go look at the pictures of this particular watch being built. What a cool history to have with the watch itself. You're not going to get that. As much as I like Seikos and Orients and Spinnakers and those type of watches, you're not going to get that level of service with those. You have to go to the micro brands. You have to talk to the owners of the micro brands in order to get that level of tightness that you have with the manufacturer, and that is so, so cool. So here he is putting the crown on the stem. So you see that nice T logo there. And we go forward, and we see the movement on the little tray. We see the dial with chapter ring there. We see what looks like a gasket down below. The sapphire up high. We see the case and the case back. And then looks like I'm not real sure what that is off to the right over there. Got the little puffer up top to keep the dust out. Got his screwdriver set, and then he's got a little press off to the right hand side. That red thing is a press. Very, very cool. Moving forward, we see him putting the hands onto the dial. He's already got the movement. You can see it behind there. You see the stem and the crown. He's got the movement in there. We can see the date down there at the 6 o'clock, so we know the movement's behind here, and he's putting the hands, in this case the minute hand, onto the movement there. Super cool. Now notice the coloration of the dial, how pale it is. You're going to see later in a picture with once the sapphire crystal with the AR coatings on there, how much richer that color becomes. So that's something to keep in mind, that the dial color you see looking through the crystal isn't necessarily what the dial color really is. Kind of a neat idea, and something that watch manufacturers have to think about. Alan had to think about, I want this gorgeous cream color dial. What color do I have to put underneath the glass and underneath the AR coating to get it to come out the color I want it to be? Really neat. Going forward, we see him. So here's the press we were talking about. You see this little the piston here with the little nylon on the end pushes down to seat the hands properly. So we can see tucked underneath is the hour hand. We got the minute hand on top, and he's placing the second hand with a set of needle nose tweezers right now. Very cool. Then he's got it turned over. We see the movement in place. It doesn't look like it has the glass on it yet, just the movement. And we know that is sapphire glass, so we've tested now. That's very cool. Now here it is before the sapphire crystals put on the face here. So we can see that pale yellow that we were talking about. You'll see it get richer here in a minute, but you can absolutely see these applied indices looking real sharp. You can see the painted on Tsao Baltimore and automatic, water resistant, 10 ATM and 100 meters. Super neat. Going forward now, look at the coloration difference once you put that sapphire crystal with that AR coating on there. look how much more pop that yellow had. Look how much richer that yellow is. I'm like struggling for words to present what it really is. It's just richer. It's far much of a better color in my opinion. Let's go back one more time and look at the previous one, see how pale that is. And then if we go forward again, we're going to see how much richer it is in its completed state there. How very cool. Thank you, Alan, for sending me these photos. I, as a customer, absolutely appreciate it. I, as a reviewer, think it is awesomely cool to be able to share this with my audience. So absolutely want to thank Alan for that. Very, very cool. Here it is on the time grapher. So we can see he's getting a +1 second on this particular piece in the upside down position. Outstanding. I mean, that's up into top tier territory for precision. So Alan is an expert adjuster of these chronometers. And here it is in its top down position, and we can see 0. No forward, no minus. Perfect. He nailed it. Now obviously it's going to drift as you wear it and drift over time. That's normal. You have to service automatic watches on a regular basis to bring them back to calibration, but we can see that Miyota 9015 can be absolutely spot on perfect. And here it is. This particular machine screws on the case back. These are screw-on case backs, and you can see these little posts that come down, one on the right and one on the left, that lock into these little divots around the side of the case and just twist it perfectly straight to keep that gasket seal, so we keep the water resistance, and seals that, twists that down, screws it down, locks it in place. You can actually see the plastic covering the crystal there that's typical on most watches, on most watch backs. So now the real question, what did I pick this up for? Well, these guys are retailing right now for $425 on Tsao Baltimore's website. And honestly, that's a pretty fair price. Around the 400s for a Miyota 9015 Sapphire all the way around. Remember, even the back glass is Sapphire. That nicely decorated Miyota. Gorgeous looking on the inside down there. Super excellent clockwork synergy straps. Handmade by Alan, not handmade that he made the case and made, he bought all the parts and put them together himself. Timed it himself. 2-year warranty. I think $400 is a pretty fair price for this piece, especially for the looks of this thing and the quality that went into it. The problem is, guys, he's sold out. So if you want one, bug him and tell him, man, I love these Founders Editions. You need more, even though I'm not a founder anymore. I need this piece in my life. And hit him up with an email. Enough people hit him up. Maybe he'll do another similar Founders Edition, or maybe a continuing edition or something. I don't know. The good news is he does have a new piece coming out called the Torsk Diver. So guys, the question comes up, would I trust Alan Tsao and Tsao Baltimore with some more of my money for another piece? The answer is yes, and I've already done it. In fact, I did it before they even built the piece. So here it is, the Tsao Baltimore Torsk Diver, which is not out yet. It is a Kickstarter campaign that I did join. In fact, I joined so early I was the 24th person on the list. So got in very early at a very good price. I picked up mine for $350. Now it did come in stainless steel and bronze, and I of course went with the bronze because I'm a bronze fanatic, but he did something really cool. You could get it with a sapphire insert like you see right here, same on the bronze, or you could get it full metal, so you can get the bronze outer ring or the stainless outer ring. And honestly guys, I can't remember which one I picked. It's been a little while. You could even get one with a meteorite dial, which was a little bit more money, but definitely cool. Loving that meteorite. And then there were several different color variations. If if I can find them. Here they are. So here they are, with the, in bronze with the bronze ring versus the sapphire ring. You can get it in black, blue, gray, which is gorgeous, green, which is also gorgeous. And notice no orange. But down here in the steel, there was an orange. Well, we hit a mark, or he went ahead and turned it on anyway, where he took the green and put it down here with the stainless steel as well as the bronze, and brought the orange up into the bronze as well. So you get it in these 4 colors plus orange, or you can get this the steel in these 4 colors plus green. And I can't remember which one I picked. I was lamenting between the orange and the green. I probably went with the green. I just can't remember, and I can't remember if I went with all bronze or the sapphire. Probably did sapphire, but I don't know. We'll find out in the unboxing, because this sucker is due to come out on, I think, the 28th they ship, I believe. On the 26th, he's doing a launch party in Baltimore, Maryland, on the USS Torsk, which is really cool. And I believe a portion of the proceeds from this actually go to the USS Torsk to help fund its maintenance. It is sitting in salt water, and, steel and salt water don't mix. Cool back. He's got a nice branded rotor here. And again, he's going to add it with a watch winder. Very cool as the box. Some nice leather straps. Clockwork Synergy again, so they're going to be good. Notice a real buckle. Yes! But very, very cool. If you're interested, you can still pick these up on TsaoBaltimore.com, their website. And no, I am not getting any money for this whatsoever. I have no agreement with Alan Tsao other than I could show those photos that he sent me when my watch was being built. So, if you want to go pick one of these up, if you like the looks, I highly recommend the company. Alan's done a great job on the first watch, on the Founders Edition. I'm pretty positive that this Torsk Diver is going to come in fantastic. Again, I'll let you know. We'll do an unboxing. We'll do a full review once I got some wrist time on it. And if there's anything bad, I'll let you know. If it's great, I'll let you know that too. So don't pull any punches. Now, you can currently get this guy for around $500. And I think it's going to retail for $650. Yeah, retail for $650 right there. $650 I think is probably a little high. I think $500 is still in the realm of reasonable for a Miyota 9015. A fully bronze piece, sapphire everywhere. You saw the quality of the Founders Edition, guys. It was fantastic. And I mean, look at it. You got this nice little plate with the SS 423, which is the ship registration for the USS Torsk, and there's only, I believe, going to be made 423 of them actually made. Yeah, 423 pieces in the marine grade bronze. So one cool thing he does on his website is you can see the differences. So if you want to see what it looks like in the solid, you can click on solid. If you want to see what it looks like with the sapphire, you can click on that. You can change the straps, natural rubber. I no can do, I'm allergic. So I've got to go with something different. So I had to go with brown, and I don't remember which brown I picked. Probably that one, though I got to say that that vintage brown looks really great with this. But you can pick whatever color you want, and you can kind of see what it's going to look like. Like, say you wanted the orange in stainless steel. Well, what's it going to look like with the sapphire? Notice it's a black sapphire. But if you go dome, there's what it's going to look like. And if you want to switch over to a vintage black strap, that's what it's going to look like. Really cool. Did a good job on the website, so that you can kind of configure it the way you can see the way it's going to look by how you're configuring it. Very, very cool. Alright guys, I think that's all the time I got for today. I sure do appreciate y'all coming to hang out with me as we take a look at the Tsao Baltimore Founders Edition in cream. Until next time, guys, you guys get out there and make some noise. See ya.